If Allah allowed you to see what walks beside you, just for 1 second, you would never sleep peacefully again. Right now, there are beings around you made of smokeless fire. They inhabit a world parallel to ours, a layer of reality vibrating just outside our perception. They see us, but we do not see them. They hear our whispers, witness our solitude. This is the world of the jinn. It's not a fairy tale. It's a reality so close that one careless moment, one spiritual weakness can open a door you never intended to open. Most people imagine jinn as monsters, but their true danger is far more subtle. It is the whisper, the waswasa. The Prophet said, Shaitan flows through the human being like blood. He waits for you to be weak, angry, or disconnected. Then he whispers, a thought that feels like your own. Just one more time. You've come this far, why stop now? You are not worthy of forgiveness. They don't plant new sins. They find the seeds of weakness you already carry, the flicker of anger, the pang of jealousy, the hint of despair, and they fan the flames. There are 3 main doors humans open. The first is consistent, unrepented sin. Each act is a crack in your spiritual armor. The second is fear without Allah. When you fear the creation more than the Creator, you give that creation power over you. Fear is a language they understand and exploit. The third is environments where angels do not enter. Places of filth, intense argument, or where sin is glorified and Allah is forgotten. But the most terrifying part is when a jinn becomes obsessed with you. This is a spiritual siege. You feel constantly watched, drained of energy. You experience sleep paralysis, terrifying nightmares of a persistent, shadowy figure. Your thoughts feel hijacked. It is an isolation designed to break you. Yet for every danger, Allah has given us a shield. These are not just words, they are realities. A brother told me he suffered for months from a crushing weight on his chest as he slept, a paralysis that doctors could not explain. He felt a pure, malevolent terror. One night, at the peak of his desperation, he managed to whisper Ayat al-Kursi. The moment he finished, the weight didn't just lift, it shattered like glass and a profound peace washed over him. He never felt it again. Another sister moved into a new apartment and was overcome with a deep, unexplainable sadness. The home felt cold, oppressive, and she found herself unable to pray. On a friend's advice, she left Surah al-Baqarah playing on a loop while she was out. When she returned hours later, she said the very air felt different. It was light. The cold dread was gone, replaced by a tangible tranquility. These are our tools, this is our fortress. Your wudu is a state of purity that repels them. Saying Bismillah before you act places a barrier. Reciting Ayat al-Kursi before you sleep summons a guardian from Allah to protect you through the night. Their power in the end is an illusion fed by our fear and distance from our Creator. When you feel a whisper, turn to the source of all power and say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed devil. Fear only Allah and every other fear will fade into nothing. A jinn becomes attached to a human for many reasons. Sometimes it's because a person lives in consistent sin, leaving the doors and windows of their soul wide open. Sometimes you invite them accidentally, through games that call to the unseen or by mocking their existence in places they inhabit. Other times you simply attract their curiosity through extreme states of emotion, uncontrolled rage or profound grief that shines like a beacon in their world. Or you unknowingly cross their territory, for they have their own communities in abandoned places, in deserts, and even in the quiet corners of our own homes. Once attached, their goals vary. Some jinn fall in love with humans, a jealous and dangerous affection. Some hate them and seek only to cause harm. They stalk. They whisper doubts to turn friends against each other and break families apart. They craft nightmares so vivid you wake up trembling, your heart pounding with a fear that lingers long after you're awake. They can fuel addictions you can't explain, a sudden urge that feels like your own but leads only to ruin. And some, the most patient and sinister, just want you to forget Allah. Most jinn don't need to possess a body. Their primary weapon is illusion, a psychological warfare designed to break your sanity. You think you're seeing things out of the corner of your eye. You hear footsteps in the hall when you're home alone. A familiar voice calls your name, but no one is there. It is a constant, subtle campaign to make you doubt your own mind, to isolate you in a prison of fear. Not all of this is supernatural, but some of it is a whisper from the shadows meant to shatter your peace. But for every danger, Allah has given us a shield. I knew a brother who for months felt a crushing weight on his chest as he slept, a paralysis where he could feel a malevolent intelligence, its satisfaction in his terror. One night he managed to whisper Ayat al-Kursi, The moment he finished, the weight shattered like glass. Another sister moved into an apartment where the very walls seemed to soak up despair. She felt a deep, unexplainable sadness. On a friend's advice, she left Surah al-Baqarah playing on a loop. When she returned, she said the air itself felt lighter. The sunlight from the window felt warmer. The cold dread was simply gone. Here's what jinn fear the most: a believer who remembers Allah. One ayah of Ayatul Kursi, which speaks of Allah's absolute power and knowledge, is enough to destroy a jinn's plan by reminding them of their powerlessness. One sincere dua can break a whisper. One morning of adhkar can build a fortress of light around you, closing 100 doors they spent years trying to open. Jinn fear your prayer. Jinn fear your remembrance. Jinn fear your connection to Allah. Learning about this world is not about fear. It is about awareness. It's not to make you afraid of the shadows, but to make you confident in the light. You cannot fight an enemy you don't believe in, and you cannot defeat an attack you cannot recognize. Right now, there are angels recording your good deed, and jinn watching you from the corners of the unseen. The question is, which world will influence you more? The world of darkness or the world of Allah's light? If you want more videos that open your eyes to the unseen, follow Kalam al-Noor and let your heart return to Allah, one story at a time.